A lot of people kept repeating the fact that to succeed, all you need is a mobile phone. If everybody says that is all you need, you can position yourself as someone who doesn't have it. People like to see what they are not used to.
You telling me to be different is basically telling me to look at what other people are doing. And when you they run, they look back, you know, go reach where you did.
A lot of people have been punished, have been lashed with the advice stand up. Everybody wants to have the right advice for every situation. It's hard to find honest people that will be like, man, I don't have an advice that can help you. Standing out is what will drive you by the special grace of God to imposter syndrome that you are trying to run away from. When Jesus wanted to use the 5 loaves and 2 fish, they did not go to import it. They did not ask somebody to go and buy it from a restaurant. There was a boy around. It was the boy's bread became, when Jesus wants to heal someone, the soil from the ground, he takes it, he mixes it. Everybody who does something powerful uses something around them. And that's why I keep telling people, if we can mimic our mothers, those guys are the most creative people I've ever seen. You can never have a challenge in the house and there is nothing around them that they can't use. If you know you don't have a phone, but you must start a content, then call yourself the Boro phone content creator. You position yourself as that person who doesn't have, and then you find somebody who has, you make your content from that person's phone, and you say it that, hey guys, this is that Boro creator once again. Once you keep that consistent, it is a no-brainer that a mobile telecommunication brand will reach out to you to say, take our phone, use our phone. They will beg you,
stop borrowing
to use. Yes, stop borrowing. And then you can now, with your full chest, tell them, for me to use your phone, you will pay me crazy.
We're back like we never left. People of the world, people of Africa, people of Nigeria, people of Lagos City, stand up. You're officially welcome to yet another amazing episode of the Clarity Zone podcast. This is the space where we aim to speak, we aim to think, and we aim to heal. My name is Bibi Ray, and holding it down with me as per usual, I've got the usual suspects, you can imagine. Baby lawyer in the house.
Everybody, how una dey? You get why we go down like this? Don't mind me. But welcome, of course, to the show today. We're going to be having a wonderful time. And you, of course, know that I'm not alone. We are not alone. We can never be alone. How can we be alone when we have demand that you love to hate and also hate to love?
I don't know why people say this thing.
Because it's true.
It's the truth.
They drag you by your nose here.
Hello.
I mean, it's a normal thing.
Your baby is long.
The thing is, when you're favored by God, you're also favored by the devil. Keep it moving.
Blessed and highly favored. We love to see it. Also joining us on this week's episode is a visual advocate. He's got a career spanning over 20 years, popularly known as the creative director to the masses. Round of applause, please, for the one and only genius that is Ayo Ishola. Hello.
I'd like to say something about him. So the first time I saw Ayo was at the creative creative summit, content creator summit put together by Apollo. So I hosted, me and Rewari Pikin hosted. He was one of the people that spoke, panelists. And then when his session stood out for me, I mean, that's not to say others didn't do well. They did, but he stood out. Like he hit the they don't say you hit nail for head. He did it perfectly. And in my head, I'm like, no. This guy has what it takes to add value to people. He has what it takes to help budding content creators and existing content creators to make more money and add more value. Hence, him being here. Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir, for all you do, sir.
Yes,
thank you, sir.
My player.
But before you continue, before we get into the topic of today, can you remember what you talked about at the summit?
Yes.
Can you just give us like a recap of what you talked about at the summit before we get into what we're talking about today?
Okay, I think first of all, thanks for having me. And
thank you.
It's a massive player. to be here.
He likes saying player.
Yeah.
Love it.
And the reason why people had that, major aha moment while I was speaking was because at the event, a lot of people kept repeating the fact that to succeed, all you need is a mobile phone. To do this, all you need is your mobile phone. And because a lot of people repeated the same line, I was like, hold on. If this is a fact to the majority, then it means there is an idea there. If everybody says that is all you need, you can position yourself as someone who doesn't have it. And because you position yourself as someone who doesn't have it, people like to see what they are not used to, even though they might not agree. Because it becomes a form of entertainment. English failed me. Entertainment, because they are not used to it. So imagine someone, I said on stage then, I said, if you know you don't have a phone, but you must start a content, then call yourself the Boroboro phone content creator.
Boroboro creator.
Everybody started shouting.
That's
and they were
catchy,
like,
actually.
Yes. And I was like, because it's simple. You position yourself as that person who doesn't have, and then you find somebody who has, you make your content from that person's phone, and you say it that, hey guys, this is that Boroboro creator once again, and thank God for Nedu's phone. I'm able to tell you that something is happening in this local government area. You people should go and check now. If another one happens and I don't have a phone, now you sabi, just pray I find someone else's phone that I can borrow to give you what is blah, 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 blah. Once you keep that consistent, it is a no-brainer that a mobile telecommunication brand will reach out to you to say, take our phone, use our phone. They will beg you,
Stop borrowing.
to use, stop borrowing. And then you can now with your full chest tell them, for me to use your phone, you will pay me crazy, because I have built an identity on not having a phone. Thus, I can use your phone for 2 weeks, and then I tell the audience that my phone has broken. So it means you need to renew the contract, because you'll be like, it's like I'm not meant to have a phone.
And the creator can get to the point where he says, okay, I think this week people let me tag Sabinus. I want to use Sabinus' phone. So Sabinus' phone to shoot this week. Who knows? Maybe I will get the views Sabinus is getting. And before you know what's happening, Sabinus will probably do a collab post with a shoot.
Like, let's just shoot the content.
Let's just shoot
Take
the
my
content.
phone.
Anyway, over to you.
In the year 2025, where there are content creators in every nook and cranny, not just in Lagos, but honestly all around the world, the topic of this week's conversation is standing out is a trap, a content creator's dilemma. That title alone is a very interesting one. Nedu, what does that title mean to you?
Well, what it means to me, to start with, before we hand over to him, is the fact that everybody tells you to stand out. Oh, but no, there's something about you. Just be different.
Everybody's trying to be different.
Just be different. Okay, you don't tell me, say, make it, I should be different. Now, what do I need to be different? What are the tools that I need? No. Just don't do what other people do. Now, you telling me don't do what other people are doing, you telling me to be different, is basically telling me to look at what other people are doing. And when you they run, they look back, you don't go reach where you they go. Anyway, I'm just gonna hand it over to him. Man, not talk past my mouth. I'm not a guest.
Like that.
Yeah, but I think you actually did hit the nail on the head. And the reason why that is actually powerful is because we are at a point where everybody wants to be that motivational speaker. Everybody wants to have the right advice for every situation. And it's bad again, because it's hard to find honest people that will be like, man, I don't have an advice that can help you. I'm so sorry, I don't.
Everybody wants to have something to say.
Everybody wants to have something to say. You see a post on Instagram, you want to lash it on the next person you see. You see an advice you hear from somewhere, you want to lash it on someone you see, as if you've read the book. You've not read the book. You just saw a post on Instagram, right? So a lot of people have been punished, have been lashed with the advice stand out. And that is putting a lot of pressure. And I literally vibe with that topic so much, because standing out is a lot of pressure. It helps you to look out before you decide what
To look
you
in.
will do.
Absolutely.
You know, standing out is what will drive you by the special grace of God to imposter syndrome that you're trying to run away from. Standing out is that thing or that pressure that will make you do what you were not meant to do.
Okay.
Because if everybody is singing soprano and you want to stand out, you sing bass. You are not even checking if that is how your voice is or your texture is. If everybody is wearing this, then you are forced to do the opposite, right? And in that, there is something called the sameness paradox. And sameness paradox is basically, if everybody does the so-called stand-out thing, then nobody's standing out. Take the Ashoke, for example. Ashoke was the stand-out thing. Now it's uniform. It's no longer
A standout
stand-out.
thing.
The tie and dye slogan,
Adire.
Yeah,
you know,
Kampala.
it was the standout thing. Now it is no more, because when everybody says, I like what she's wearing, it's so stand outish in quotes, I will do it. You're already killing the idea. But if you look within, I usually give this kind of, illustration. Stand out. So if you write stand on top and you write out under, you have OT at the edge, of both sides. So if you put stand out if you put stand at the top and OT at the bottom, you know that you have OU.
OT,
Then
OU.
O is on the right O is on the left and T is on the right. Stand out is the OT they are giving us. So let's take away the OT people are giving us. And you have you there, left alone. So stand you, right? And when you stand you are forced to look within. You are forced to say, what do I have now that I know is within my power, within my reach? Who do I know I can call and they will not say I'm bothering them? Who are my family members I can say, help me like that video, and they will not say I'm bothering them? Who are the people I can say, borrow me money and I will not feel ashamed? Who are the kind of, people that if they see me in Marwa, they will not judge me? Those are the factors that you consider, and that tells you exactly where you are. Even in the Bible, most times, the resources that were used in doing the major things, the major miracles, are intrinsic resources. Moses, what is it that is in your hand? When Jesus wanted to use the 5 loaves and 2 fish, they did not go to import it. They did not ask somebody to go and buy it from a restaurant. There was a boy around. It was the boy's bread became, when Jesus wants to heal someone, the soil from the ground, he takes it, he mixes it. Everybody who does something powerful uses something around them. And that's why I keep telling people, if we can mimic our mothers, those guys are the most creative people I've ever seen. You can never have a challenge in the house and there is nothing around them that they can't use. If you are coughing, there is palm oil, there is one salt, there is something, the baby is having hiccup, cut a thread, put on the head. There is always something around. And when you value where you are, there is no way the solution won't be more satisfying, more fulfilling, because that solution came from the intrinsic, not from extrinsic.
You said when you value where you are.
Yes.
Which means, I'm sorry to cut you, please forgive me. Which means when you don't value where you are, you can never see solution from where you are. You are only going to be seeing solution outside that you don't even know how it works outside. So you will never have solution to whatever problem is that is. So you have to first of all value yourself, value who you are, value where you are to be able to see solutions to whatever it is that is wrong with you.
So the number one thing actually will now have to be acceptance of your environment, acceptance of you, acceptance of your situation.
True that.
Saying that, okay, I'm a security guard, this is my life right now,
this is my reality,
what can I do
to better myself with what I have now,
this right now, to better my life? So acceptance is number one, and it's something that a lot of people actually don't really have.
With the whole idea of fake it till you
make
it.
A lot of people don't have acceptance.
I even broke it down.
A lot of people, they don't.
I even broke it down into 5 things that people can use in standing themselves or finding out who they truly are. When you stand true. And standing true simply means you have to be very, very realistic with yourself.
So you not get money, you not get that Birkin bag where you want carry, that picture where you want snap, where they put a different filter.
iPhone
that
where you
is
want
not who
buy.
you are.
Yes.
Moving on.
So standing true simply means if you have a purpose, you have to stay true to that purpose. I keep telling people 75% of creativity is discipline. If you are in the plane capsule, aeroplane, for example, you are meant to be in that capsule, no matter how the cloud outside is.
Yes.
If you tell the pilot, please let me touch the cloud, it's death that is waiting for you. So in order to enjoy your flight, the best you can do with the cloud is take pictures and look at it. Just like in marriage as well. See, the day you get married, you are bound to have the best fun of your life within the confines of that marriage. And what we are seeing today is people think creativity is when I can do what I want to do, how I want to do it. That is not creativity, that is chaos.
Is it chaos though? I don't necessarily think it's chaos, because what about the people that believe in living the reality that they are trying to create for themselves?
They imagine the reality,
the manifestation,
they see,
the physical manifestation.
it.
What I don't think that's a bad thing either.
That's not chaos. That's being present. There's a clear difference. When you are present within and your foot is on the ground, that is not chaos. That is actually the real definition of creativity. Take Howa, for example. Her current positioning online is someone who does not have the best things of life that you.
Howa, by the way, is a girl on social media.
Howa. Yeah, I love Howa. Love me some Howa, man. She keeps it so real.
Yeah, she keeps it so real.
And I think that's why we like her. That's what endears us to her. People like Howa, people like Koti. Koti is a YouTuber. I think for Howa, also.
I'm so particular about her because she's not just living the reality of whatever she's portraying. It's even to her outfits to events.
Right.
She still has that hijab thing, the scarf. So she's not doing too much for you. I'm just a simple girl. I'm here to attend the whatever events, the whatever awards. And you still see her maintaining that and saying, oh yes, at the end of the day, I'm growing. I'm improving, but I'm still in Nigeria. And it's all happening to me.
Love Howa. Shouts to Howa. Love you.
Everybody's giving shout out to Howa. How are you? How's your mommy? How's your daddy? How's your landlord?
Come through.
Come through. No, come through. Is Howa the one that says go to the market with 5 naira or 50 kobo, 500 naira? And that one is on TikTok. I don't know her name.
No. That's Howa is the one that is going to always complain about refrigerator being 507,000, 70,000.
Okay.
Her friend told her to travel out 6 years ago. She refused.
No, but by the way,
because she believed in Nigeria. Who sent her?
Sir, this will be something to our brands in Nigeria. Before I ask the question I want to ask, it will be something to brands in Nigeria. My worry. I'm gonna speak this. I'm gonna say this. Maybe because I'm from the north. I mean, originally I'm from Enugu State. Maybe because I grew up in the north. We have crazy content creators in the north. Mad original content creators in the north. In Kaduna, in Kano, in Maiduguri, in Sokoto, in Gombe, in Abuja. We have crazy content creators
even
there.
In Katsina.
In Katsina, they are there.
Yeah.
But for some reason, social media just don't see there. Social media is Lagos. Now, there's this girl that says, let me tell you what 500 naira can get for you in the market. She goes to the market and she tells you, I'm creating this content for not just... There's a tagline that she uses. And at the end of the content, you will love the content. Original. Now, the question I want to ask is, why do we equate standing out, which is the topic we're talking about today? Why do we equate standing out with success in content creation? Who defined it as standard?
The reason why we equate standing out with success is because we mistake visibility for attention.
Okay.
So people believe that when people can see me, when everybody can see me, or when I have 100,000 eyes on me, I have arrived.
Even if it's fake eyes.
No, it's not even that. It could be real. But people seeing you does not mean they are willing to hear you.
Okay. Valid.
So they may be seeing you and not staying with you.
Yes. So you can do a massive event with 200,000 people. Bring someone nobody knows, tell the person to climb stage. People will be pressing their phones. They have their eyeballs, but people are not willing to listen. So that is why when you want to set up an event, you try to find someone who is a melting pot and has both. Someone who is that high and someone who a lot of people's eyes want to be on. So because people confuse visibility for attention, they rush for visibility, because visibility means eyes can see me. And that is why, I don't know if I'm permitted to say that, a show like Big Brother, you see that people go there, they come out on top, or they become very whatever, they come out and they didn't grow up, they blew up. And when you don't grow up, you don't stay up.
Why do you think they don't grow up?
The reason why they didn't grow, most of them didn't grow up, is the visibility was gotten there. But people who were positioned first, you were positioned, there's something you're doing. Maybe you were creating content, or maybe you were a rapper, or you're a businesswoman,
E.g. Bisola.
or this is what you do, this is
Bisola.
what you do. When you then get the visibility, it
You're
gives
ready.
you more opportunity to do what you've positioned yourself to do.
So what you're trying to say in essence, if I understand, is the people that go for that reality TV show, the people that had something doing that needed the eyeballs,
Yes.
when they get there it becomes better for them, as opposed to those that nobody knows who they are, they've never seen them before. You just go vroom, they see you, boom, when you come back there's no substance, boom, you go down. Is that what it is?
The reason why that happens is it is in that house that they now have the chance to create a positioning. Unfortunately, the house has its own agenda. The algorithm of the house works based on what the people want to see. So when you give the house what the house wants to see, and people know you based on that, you can't come out and say that is not who I am.
So wait,
And you now try to do something
So you now try
else.
to rework your personality. You try to position yourself.
but rebranding is possible.
I mean,
Rebranding is possible.
White money was
Yeah.
cooking in the house and wanted
And
to
he
do
came
music,
out
and a
and
lot of
he-
people didn't agree.
But
Why?
you know the
But
funny
aside
thing
from that,
But you know the funny thing, I believe that if White Money had actually started a proper restaurant, just my
but
opinion.
he has his
No, I mean standard restaurant. I'm saying, I dare to call this particular name just for us. Olaiya Standard. Standard restaurant that average Nigerians could actually walk into, you know, and eat and stuff, and they just know, oh yeah, White Money who was cooking in the house, White Money who was making the soups, the sauces, you know, feeding housemates, and everybody loved his cooking. It was nutritious and healthy. I feel, rather than, instead of doing the cooking, rather than this music, I'm sorry,
but he's also
that's
doing
what
food.
Faith
Food is on
thinking
one
that
side.
he's
saying.
But are you
I
saying
would
that it's
have
not
preferred
possible
him
for people
doing
to
that
rebrand?
instead of the music.
There are people that
Ha-ha.
were in that house, and this is just using that house as an example. This is obviously a wider conversation about people rebranding. There are people obviously that were in that house that maybe were portrayed a certain type of way or put themselves across a certain type of way that came out to rebrand. Rebranding is possible. No?
Yes, rebranding is very possible.
What does
But
it entail?
Yes, so to rebrand, it means you are trying to take off one shirt and put on another. Do we agree?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
But don't forget that when you are trying to take off a shirt, there is a certain perception that has been built with the shirt you're trying to take off. So what people want to do is they want to retain the crowd that loves the last identity they have, then
Of you.
rebrand and still hold those people while their new personality is now. So for example, let's assume I'm someone who in the house, I'm a troublemaker. I fight a lot. I create a lot of chaos. I'm a chaotic engine, right? And then I leave the house and I want to rebrand to become a
good girl.
motivational speaker. First of all, what happens is I would lose that audience that loved me for my
That
chaos.
toxic audience.
Your core fan base, the people
Yeah.
that know you
For the trouble you
what
were causing.
put
Because
across.
they are subscribing to me because of the chaos.
Right.
It's an escape route for them.
Yeah.
Then I came in and I say, I want to be someone who can teach your kids that they can fly if they want to fly. They can be whoever they want to be. You will take your child and you cover your eyes. Don't look at that person. No, that's no. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
So rebranding is possible,
Oh, wow.
but we want to rebrand under unrealistic factors.
So are you saying it will never work for white money?
No, it will work. The problem why I think white money has issues is that it went for the product, not the substance.
What does that mean?
The substance behind white money is the soul, is the happiness, the person.
He's a wonderful
people
person.
love.
True.
Yes.
That guy who, no matter how chaotic the world is, there is that peace that nothing can touch. However, he left that and went for the product, which was the food. And when you go for the food and you talk to investors wants to make their money. They will bloat you, tell you to create a 5-star restaurant, tell you to create an expensive restaurant. However, your identity is rooted in a free, loving, happy, something someone that people want to be around.
Yeah.
They can
You
walk
now
in
place
freely
yourself
too.
in an exclusive zone.
Yeah.
Right? Or place yourself in an expensive zone, fine dining, all of that. So when there is a mismatch in that, you kind of ask yourself that, why is this person getting it wrong? He can cook, he can sing, but why is he not blowing as we
he
expect?
should,
Let me give you a very good example. And this is again pointing to staying true. There are actually 5, just like I said. There's staying true, there is staying grounded, there's staying vulnerable, there's staying human, and there's staying unusual, which is actually you. So staying true, the perfect example for that are the Kaduna boys who use broken phones to make sci-fi movies.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they did that, and people did not love them because of the sci-fi movie per se. They loved them because of
the innovation.
They loved them because of the creativity that came out of the boundaries and the restrictions they had.
Yeah.
So
The story.
I'm not just So I'm not just
Boys.
consuming a movie. I'm consuming a movie that was made despite the fact, right? And because that happened, you will notice that when the big guns, the Kemiade T-bars, God gave them the visibility. Then I think Nollywood or Hollywood, send them major cameras.
Yeah.
Right? They said, "Well, we still make movies with our phone," simply because that was the heart. That is the heart that brought you here in the first place.
Yeah.
We can make real movies for real people, for real cinema, but for this page to keep moving, we'll continue with what we have. What have they done? They subtly rebranded, but you won't know. If they shot with an Ari and put it part of their cut, you will still think it's a phone. You will just think these guys are so good shooting with a phone that it looks so cinematic. You understand? What a Nigerian will do is immediately I blow. I say I want a house with POP. I say I want to bring my studio to Lekki. I say I want to shoot the biggest influencer now. Oh, Nedu, can I have you in this sci-fi? No, that is not how you blow. You grow your substance. When you grow your substance, the elements that are attracted to your substance will come. A business example is Chick-fil-A, for example, in the US. These are guys who have been winning customer service. They've been winning they've been getting number 1 back to back to back to back. When the old closed on Sunday thing, was really blowing up, and people were like, the biggest time for any restaurant is Sundays.
Yeah.
Right? It's a peak period. You now say that is the time that you don't want to open. Why? Because the CEO of the company said, that day is the day I like to rest with my family. And I don't think it makes sense for me to be resting. And the people that are working for me are there working. So when I'm resting, they should be resting. So you know what? We are not opening. Let me tell you what that does. Beyond it being a kind of sanctimonious approach and something holy and, making him look like an angel, it gave him an opportunity to zag without necessarily making that as a positioning. If everybody is opened on Sunday and I said, you know what? I'm not opened on Sunday. Immediately your food tastes better because I can't have it.
Scarcity.
And then there's also the humanness to that. Him being human enough to say, let's take a break one day in a week. Everybody relax.
And guess what?
And that story will sell the brand.
Out of
I would want
all
to.
he made, oh my God, I've forgotten. He made 42. I've forgotten the number, but he made the highest sales in 2022.
Wow.
Highest sales per quarter. So this is what I mean. You know, McDonald's can't be the highest because they have more branches. They have more staff to pay. They have lesser branches, lesser staff, and they work one day out of the other.
And they make more. Scarcity.
Not just scarcity. It's because they've decided to stay true. There was another issue where, you know, this whole LGBTQ thing was everywhere. And they decided that, okay, you guys can do what you want to do, but in our restaurant, please don't do the PDA thing.
Yeah.
You know, and people came. It was crazy. You know, but they said, sorry, that's what we want. That's who we are.
It's our choice.
And we have to stay true to that. And people were like, oh, unfollow. Guess what now happened? I might not like you, but when I see that the enemy of my enemy can be my friend, I will rally around. And people are like, okay, I don't know who these Chick-fil-A guys are, but you guys, you are not God. I don't care who those guys are. I like them. You know what? People started rallying followers for Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Because you guys cannot come and ruin a restaurant because you say you should not do PDA. In short, you people are the people influencing my children. You're influencing the cartoon my children as well. You know what? I don't like you guys anymore. I want these guys.
Because I think that there were issues about transgender people, for example, going into Chick-fil-A restaurants, the restrooms, and kids being there. So imagine seeing a grown man wearing a dress in a female bathroom with an 11-year-old. So they had these issues a lot, and they were like, you know what? No, we have to keep everybody safe. If you guys can't just be steady and be gentle.
So even those who don't know Chick-fil-A begin support Chick-fil-A.
Exactly.
So quick warning. Now we're talking about, you know, standing out being a trap. The second question I want to ask is the pressure to be I don't know how to put it. Is the pressure to be different fueling creativity or killing authenticity?
Normally, in order for you to be different, if I am to rephrase it or paraphrase it using the English language I don't understand, being different, once you translate it to being you, because you are different.
Yes.
You, like, once you accept that you are clearly different. When the Bible says you are fearfully and wonderfully made, it means it's not just based on identity in terms of design, in terms of likes, in terms of what you don't like. In short, when I'm telling people when they want to find who they are, it's not necessarily what makes you happy. What pisses you off?
That's who you are.
It's also part of who you are.
True.
Because
Actually,
when you want to gravitate towards a mindset or an opinion, or if people want to understand, in short, what pisses you off bring out more passion from you than what you like. You know, if we are to rally around a politician that is agreeable, a Tom Hanks kind of politician, you know, you might not even go out to vote because you'll be like, who will vote against him? You will not go out to vote and we lose the election. But if you don't want somebody to enter,
you're against it.
With fire, with sweat, blood, and internet, you will do whatever it takes to make sure. So you see that hate also brings out a level of passion that love might not bring. So what makes you happy? A lot of people say do what makes you happy.
yeah.
But also let the world know what you don't love.
Okay.
Once you are bold about you, if like some people might not love wearing shoes like others.
I don't like wearing shoes.
I see my feet.
I just have
Your
to look
feet have
at
been
you
looking at me. I've been looking at your feet.
I've got tons of shoes at home.
Oh wow.
But you see this one? Yo, familiar. If I can wear this, I can go anywhere.
So now imagine that you are trying.
Yeah, but I wear slippers.
That's all.
So somebody tells you, oh, Nedu, you need to stand out. Immediately they tell you that. You go on internet, you see people wearing shoes. The next thing you do is say, what shoe is it that they don't have? Which is the most recent shoe that they have not worn yet? That redirects you to a place where you shouldn't have been. But if you ask yourself, who am I first? This shoe thing.
Do I even like shoes?
What's my
I don't
positioning?
even want to wear shoes.
What's my positioning with shoe? What that does is you had to dig within in order to decide what to do without.
Yeah.
And what that does to you is it helps you to accept who you are first. So we try to look for what will make us different and forget that we are designed differently.
To be different.
And when people say they want to create content and they want to find what is different about them, when I consult with them, I end up asking a lot of questions. And you hear somebody that maybe likes cooking and the person says, there's nothing that turns me on than somebody eats my food and say, ooh. And I'm like, that's it.
That's your answer.
That's what drives you.
That's what
fuels you.
Your brand name can be, ooh. And
Just
the world
like
will be
that.
like, what's that? And you'll be like, Henny Lemo, I love it.
I love it.
So in that same vein, sorry to cut you
Please
off,
go ahead.
would you say then that content creators are now creating more for the algorithm, more for wider societal acceptance, as opposed to the individuals that can actually relate to them on the other side of the phone, laptop, tablets, whatever, on the other side of the screen?
So this will take me back to Steve Jobs' former quote. People don't know what they want until they get it. Until they see it, right? So I wouldn't even say the algorithm is showing us what we do. If you have not discovered yourself, you are robbing the world of a new perspective.
Yo.
I like that. I like that.
And the reason why I think we need to know that is sometimes the algorithm can help you to find you. Other times the algorithm feeds you with references you don't need. Because you want to build house. You go online, you see what is cool. Immediately you share the picture with your architect or your interior decorator. You are duplicating.
That's not you. You go on Pinterest.
Right? If you know you are someone who does not like shoes, oh my God.
But
It
this
means
shoes,
your house.
because I don't like shoes.
Your house.
Not gonna let me hear word again. No.
So I do it a lot, right? It's now like a subject of the conversation. If you know you're someone who doesn't like shoes, it should be the cocoa that you tell your architect. So the architect will know that, the floors has to be heated. The kind of material of the tile has to be, because you are putting your being into consideration. So if people come to your house and you tell them to take off their shoes, you won't just say take off your shoes. You will say experience what the owner of this house experiences. And maybe you will buy into a world without shoes.
Absolutely.
And that's way
something.
you are letting the world see from your perspective. You're letting the world step in your feet.
But is this not the same thing as standing out? Because if you're standing out, if we're saying standing out is a trap, I'm building a house because I don't like wearing shoes. Not that I don't have shoes. When I need to wear them, I wear them, innit? But I can't build a house because of that I don't like shoes. It's got to be like to the specs of someone that does not like shoes. You get me? It's the same thing as following, the same thing as standing out. Because if you have not discovered yourself, like you said, you're making the world lose another perspective
Of you.
of not basically you losing another perspective of what they can see things. The eyes on which they can see things. It's not the same thing as standing out.
So let me say it this way. It's the same paradoxical system of leadership where we want to lead because we want to lead people. But then the Bible brings a counter approach to that, saying leadership should be followership.
Okay.
Standing out should not be what you go for. It should come to you. People should define you by it. And when people define you by it, your head will not swell because I'm just being
Me.
I'm just existing.
like, okay, you don't want to wear shoes. Me too, I take off my shoes and everywhere begins to smell. Okay, what happens?
Well,
Do you get what I mean?
My papa should dey smell. My papa should dey
So now, do you
smell.
get what
My
I
papa
mean?
leg dey smell.
But imagine I say
Francis
that
and
is
is
who
okay.
I am. You know, you want to go for an event and you're like, sorry, I'm someone who loves being comfy. As a guy, I will wear agbada to come or jalabia for your podcast. Is it fine? And you're like, oh, sorry, we'll not get you. Okay, I will rank my comfort beyond anything. By the time what you are saying is so powerful, the podcast will be like, okay, you know what kind of jalabia do you like in this?
It doesn't matter what you wear,
It
just
doesn't
show up.
matter.
So,
Just show
which
up.
means standout will come to you when you have accepted that you are different and you don't really have to bend or break for the world to
But
accept.
why is it so difficult for people to accept the fact that they are different? Everybody wants to be like my friend Sabinus. Everybody wants to be like my friend Brother Shaggy. Everybody wants to be like this. Everybody wants to be like you.
Because they've seen that it worked for somebody else and they're
Exactly.
trying to make it
No,
work
but
for
that's
them.
the fact.
They literally have seen that, okay, if Sabinos is as successful as he is, he just bought a brand new car. I want to make it out the hood. I want to buy a brand new
There
car.
was a time in Nigeria that one business that at some point, even my mom had to pack up her own branch of the business, boutique business. There was a time where everybody who wanted to show that they were doing something that was money infused in Nigeria, you know, somehow, no matter what you did, they would just have boutique. Even to the smallest of shops, you will see the business name boutique. And I kept saying, if everybody is
Doing the
selling,
same thing.
who be the people where they go buy okrika?
It's like when
At the end of the day, who are the people at Yaba?
it's like when Nonce
Tejosh all
Mirage.
over the place.
When Nonce Mirage, shout out to Nonce Mirage.
Shout out to
When Nonce
Nonce.
Mirage started Hunt games.
games.
Bro, even spiritual hunt game, even spirit hunt game, Teju Osho hunt game, Isaleko long hunt game. Yo, why?
Okay, wait.
but there's
For the example, of Nonce Mirage, for example, I know that this matchmaking hunt game kind of concept had existed before
Yes.
her.
Yes.
So please, what did she do different? Because I really, really want to know what she did different. Because I know that I've watched this before. I've seen matchmaking content over the years.
Yes.
Abroad, in Lagos, Nigeria. I've seen it. So what did she... Is it because of the pettiness of the people she's bringing? A bit the insults they throw at
so
each
let
other,
me-
or what is the
let me
unique?
start by
I want to also
answering-
hear Nedu's answer to this one too.
Let
Because
me
they
start
smile.
let me start by answering the first question, which was, why is it that people want to copy what they've seen?
Yes.
It's because we are carried away by these eyes and not these eyes. These eyes can easily be misdirected. That is the reason why you have algorithm. That is the reason why you have Instagram. That's the reason why when you want something, you first go and look for reference. But when you look with your inner eyes, you are forced to put your being, your morale, what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with first. Once you put that first, there was a lady I consulted for. So she's really good. She's a good orator. She's very articulate. People talk to her and people feel, you feel like your problem has been solved. And she was like, she's trying to set up this, podcast. So I said, that's smart because it connects directly to the gift that she has. She's now like, she got this location. I said, sorry, you've already failed. Your gift is first. That is the main product that people want. Because what people want to hear is your voice.
It doesn't matter where you're doing it
If
from.
you do it with a broken phone, once people put in their earplugs, they are gone. You've won. You can then grow with time. But you have a gift of sound and the way you talk to people. And then you are like, you will not start what you want to do unless you buy the kind of light that Nedu has. Or unless you have the kind of mic that Nedu has. Or unless you rent, unless you have the same team that shot Nedu, you will never make it.
So start small.
It's not about starting small.
Okay.
Once what you have as a product is something that naturally belongs to you, something you can do whether there's light or not, something you can do whether they are paying you millions or whether they are just giving you
And you're
extra
comfortable with
meat,
it.
and you are comfortable with it. That is a product that, because the life we live in, your hobby can become stressful to execute when the chips comes up. So for example, there's this thing I usually tell people, you need to have a hobby, then make the hobby your main job until you need another hobby. So this is almost like the old side chick thing, and I tell creatives, because I advise creatives a lot. I said, as a creative, you must have a side chick. And what I mean by side chick is you must have a hobby aside the key creative thing you're doing.
We're not
If
condoning
you are
extra.
a clear photographer and
Thank
that is
you
what
for
you
stating
love,
that.
and you cannot do without photography, check, do you have anything about painting or sketching, or do you want
That's
to
a
check
side chick,
me
yeah?
as your side chick?
Okay.
Because a time is coming when you take that shot and the shot is so not good and it's not satisfying. Immediately get a pen and start painting.
But I'm curious as to what you think really attributed to the success of Nons Mirage's hunt.
Okay, brilliant.
That
Yes.
particular one.
So what
was
and
it?
funny enough, I've consulted for her before, and what I told her, because she asked, "What do I think about it?" I said I thought it was brilliant, and she was like, "That's weird." And I told her, I said, the reason why I think your show is brilliant is everybody has been able to experience the volatile, the toxic nature of Africans when it comes to fighting, battles, elections, conversations, arguments. Nobody has experienced the how toxic it is when it comes to love, relationship, and
Matchmaking.
toasting, matchmaking.
Yeah.
So you are given a POV to that part of relationship that is missing from the African narrative. Is the African narrative that says, if I say you are mad or your mama the craze, it means you are my friend. Right?
Or if I call you weary.
Or if I call you weary, it means we are friends. Someone who is not your friend cannot say it.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can say it, the fact that I can say it means we go way back. Right? So she was able to bring that toxic matchmaking or relationship toasting narrative to the fore, and people can see it. And because it is not the usual,
Thing
the
that
guy
people are
is
used to.
nice, the girl is nice, people have not seen it before. She now happens to be lucky that what people have not seen is so toxic that it gets a lot of eyeballs,
So talking about it being so toxic and it get a lot of eyeballs, which is why I'm going to ask this question. Is being controversial the new currency for visibility? Or because everybody now, no controversy they sell. Is that the new currency for visibility now?
So let's look at it this way. Controversy is, let's say, is a quest for getting something that has a stopping power. Stopping power is either a message, a picture, or something you say that will make someone stop. Unfortunately, we are in a time where even 3 seconds is no longer working. Like, you can actually see something and scroll before 1 second.
Millisecond.
Like, in
If it doesn't
milliseconds.
catch your attention,
You're just
so
going.
you're moving.
In order to get something that has what we call stopping power, people go to the extreme and get something controversial. Unfortunately, their creativity is not really kicking in because they are going to what sells, which is what people are used to. Even nudity is not really selling like before. Simply because over supply, supply is more than demand.
We're
everybody
overexposed.
naked now.
Yeah, so
And the
there
man
was
was all
a
around.
time when I was small, I remember this day. I was listening to Full Moon, Brandy's album, when it came out back then.
The one
Yeah. And then
That is not how they
and
sang
then
the
if
song.
you remember
That's how
what,
they sang it though.
if you
In his mind.
no, he sang it. He drank brandy before he sang it. So my dad walked into the living room and saw the album cover. And you know, Brandy wore a dress that is like this.
Okay.
No, this was not showing.
Cleavage not show.
It was
shoulder.
This shoulder that was showing. My father entered the living room. Only tongue boy kilo koi. Like this song you are listening to.
What did it teach you?
Teach you? Yeah. Because there is nothing sensible a woman who dresses like that.
Oh wow!
Can tell you.
Your father still alive?
Yes, he's still alive.
Open Instagram for him. Let him go to explore.
Immediately, my father said that I could not rationalize the story, the double entendres in what she's saying, her storytelling, her lines, I just had to say I'm sorry, and I off the CD and I removed the CD from the parlor. Because really, the dressing did not align with the kind of dressing of the CDs that we have in our house. I'm telling you now, my father will appreciate that dressing more than 90% of the dresses now that you have on social media. Because that one is only shoulder that show now. His shoulder. Now that people are literally not wearing anything. Okay?
And now it's only nipple that is nakedness.
Because what that has caused is there is oversupply of the same thing. So people go to the extreme end to get what they want to show to people. And once you go to a preordained destination to get what you want to show people, then there's no creativity.
And I think I want to go back to this.
So sorry to cut you. So when you go to the predestined end, there's no creativity. So is that now the reason why people now, because some people don't now tell you, I've had some artists come to me and tell me, guy, I want to promote my song. Maybe we could create some controversy. Let's create controversy. I'm sure you've heard that before. You've heard that a couple of times.
When the business.
When the business won't bring you. You understand? Let's create one controversy. But is it as a result of the society, what we have allowed to fester, or what? Because I don't understand why to insult somebody, or to say something, or to say somebody died, or to starting a fight.
Because bad news sells more.
And it's lack of creativity. It's lack of creativity.
Is it lack of creativity, or is it also poverty?
No. It's so this is it. I tell people, when something is a fact, don't fight it. Just swim having that in mind. So if bad news sells, if nudity sells, those have become facts to you. Now, how can you, based on creativity, create your walls of discipline to say, I will put out my content, it will not be bad news. I'll put out my content, it will not be nudity, but it must get eyeballs. What that does to you is it puts you under pressure of coming up with a brilliant idea. Okay. Unfortunately, that brilliant ideas might cost your blood, your sweat, and your tears. Nas Boy did not show nipple, even though that would be very terrible. Right? Nas Boy is trying his best to get the amount of eyeballs he can get. Rallying people together and doing his content. Simply because if he decides to fake his death now, people will not even gravitate towards it anymore, because we have had so much.
Yeah, somebody has done it before.
Yeah.
Two people actually.
So what that means is people who don't want to think will end up doing what people have seen before.
But with that being said, sorry to cut you, there are people that they've achieved a certain level of success. And with that level of success also comes this fear of being irrelevant, because they are not providing their fans, their audiences with what they want. So how do you then navigate that fear of being irrelevant whilst also trying to maintain authenticity to yourself?
Okay, so I remember Davido's saying that one of his greatest fears is that he gets to think about when the applause stops coming.
But it will stop.
Like the way it's coming now, all over the world, the tours, the shows. Like his greatest fear is when he's not, he can walk on the street freely and nobody will flinch that, oh, that's Davido, bye. Like right
And that's
now,
something
he
that a
can't
lot of
do
celebrities
that.
fear.
He can't go to a restaurant. He can't
Do you
walk
fear
on the
that,
road.
Nedu?
He can't
I
without
don't.
security. Davido can't do that. But it's like he's afraid that there's actually going to be a time. He knows that there will be a time when that's going to happen. When you walk on the streets of Lagos, the world, or go to a restaurant and everybody just say, "Oh, hi, Davido."
Yeah.
And
Baby,
that's
I
it.
Do you fear that, Nedu?
I don't.
Why
Why?
don't you fear it?
Because wow.
Don't you like the popularity? We went to the airport together, innit? And when we went to the airport together, there were people that were coming up to Nedu. Oh,
Yes.
and they do different things.
Yes.
And with that being said, you're a human being. Naturally,
Yes.
doesn't it make you feel a little bit
No, it
warm and
doesn't.
fuzzy? inside?
Special.
No,
You don't. You.
me.
Okay, that's you though.
I don't.
So you're different to other people.
I'm sorry. The thing is, bro, sometimes no. When I want to go for vacation, I don't go because it's work all around. You get me? So if I want to go to a place that I want to rest, I like going to where nobody knows who I am. That is where I'm more comfortable. I don't go out because it's not like I don't like you just stopping me or say, yeah, it's okay as long as I'm feeding you. But for me, I would rather just go and go. I like to go to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait.
I know these people don't know you there.
They do. Seychelles. But you not go to be as if like London. London, in 10 people, 8 people is greeting you.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get me? In Yankee, 10 people, 7 they hear you. It's not a bad thing, it's beautiful. But it doesn't fear me. To be honest with you. Now, maybe not now. I now have the number of years I feel, okay, this is how long I want to do this shit for. After this, anything that comes is a plus.
You want to retire like the way Tina Turner did?
No. The thing that I'm going to do for a longest period of time is this. But it will get to a time I will retire from doing skits. To be honest with you, I'm actually very tired of it. Do you get me? I just want to sit down. The knowledge that I've been able to acquire, impart it to other people. That is me.
And
that's
grow
what I
with
want
it.
now.
Yeah.
That's all I need now. Empty myself into people so that when I'm dying, I know I'm dying. I've given back.
Yeah.
That's all. I've done skits for how many years? Since 2012. Me and husband material. We have been doing. Me and husband material don't do landlord. Me and husband material don't do Alaji Musa. Me and husband material don't do Alaji Musa. Husband material has been crazy writing script and all those things. Sometimes it's tiring.
Yeah.
But this one, this is normal.
This is you.
Let me empty myself. So that when I die, Mama So yeah.
But this is your reality, and this reality is different to a lot of celebrities and influencers.
Yeah,
there are people that cannot do without public eyes on them, the attention and whatnot.
They feed on it.
So with those kind of people, how would you say it's best for them to navigate the fear of being irrelevant?
So firstly, if you took a wrong first step, you can't judge yourself when you're on the 7th step. You've
Gone.
Otilo.
What's
Like,
it
you've gotten it wrong.
Tipẹ́.
And this is the reason why you can't marry the wrong person. Then on one day she does something you don't like, and then you get pissed immediately. You already got it wrong from the beginning. So this is what most people make as mistakes. The reason why, even in businesses, not even celebrities, even there are businesses that are making money, but the people who created them don't feel the drive, don't feel the love, don't feel the excitement anymore. And when people come to consult with me on that, the first thing I ask them is, why didn't you close up? Aside from money. Then they start telling you reason, this was actually my mother's business, and I remember that every time I come back from school, this is what I do. And I say, brilliant. So what used to make you can't wait, to get home from school in order to continue that your so-called mother's business? And then they're like, so there's a way my mother usually talks to people. Brilliant. Can you connect back to that soul? Because truly, when you keep looking with your physical eyes, the money will deceive you. The love will deceive you. The algorithm will deceive you. The sales will deceive you. But when you like, there's this brand I usually use as a case study for people. It's in Bagada. It's called No Leftovers, right? And I heard her speak one day on how she started. Imagine that kind of brand name. The day that the day she will feel dissatisfaction with herself is the day someone eats and leaves a piece on the table. She will be like, oh, is my food no longer sweet?
Because you should have finished it up.
Because that is a deeper thirst. That is a deeper yearn for the business, for the personality. So for a celebrity that is used to people looking, that is already surface in the first place. But imagine if you're a celebrity that people look up to you because you have raised a lot of people. You have made a lot of people who they are today. You have given people nourishing tips, nourishing advices. People look at you as mentors. I promise you, people might not want to take selfies, but your children's children will never cross the road without them helping those children to cross the road.
Oh, well, there are people that come to my mind while you are saying this. Aside him, though, for what you just described, I'm thinking of Derele right now. Derele is one person who consistently will meet you. Whatever you tell him about, whether it's an idea, it's a business, he's telling you, when are you starting?
I love Derele.
What can we do for you?
Derele is one of the best.
How
Shout
can
out
we
to
just,
Derele.
who can I get up to your space for you?
Derele.
But I think you will do this more better. It will work this way for you. Just my opinion, though.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think. So not many people. That's why I said aside him, because I know he does that a lot.
What do I do?
When you want to be good person, they be good person. When you want to be
I'm always a good person. I'm not a bad person.
But there are people who, but then there are also people who will be like, okay, do it. Let me see how it goes before I follow up with you.
Okay, I want to ask you this question. We have a lot of content creators in Nigeria.
Yes, please.
Or
businessmen.
Yo, what's the difference? What's the difference? Please tell me the difference before I ask my question. What's the difference between, because you believe now that what we have in Nigeria are not content creators, they are businessmen. Why do you think they are businessmen?
It's not why I think. If you look at where they are running to, they are running for the money, not the content. Yeah.
Why do you think so? Why?
It's not what I think.
Yeah.
You see people, they grow to a level and they feel shallow because they feel the joy is no longer there. Because whether you like it or not, adrenaline is not tank that is putting it in you. It will finish. Don't worry. Just wait. It will finish. If it does not finish, eyeballs will leave you and go to the next person that is bringing the rush. So if you are walking out of identity, no worry. By the time where eyeballs leave you and you are now trying to find yourself and you look into the mirror and you're like, who be this?
So I mean, if you're working out of identity, are you trying to say that most content creators in Nigeria are working out of identity? They are working for money, not for who they are really.
I'm speaking out of the people who have come to me for consultation.
Yo.
They have the views, they have the money, they have what it takes, they have the plaques. But that butterfly not there. Like, not even content creators, even businesses. They're like, yo, bro, the way you speak, I feel like you are doing this. I feel like you are doing that. Bro, let me tell you something. A lot of people just want to get by. Wanting to get by meaning, I just want to eat the next meal. Or I just want to feel, there is a purpose to my life. But unfortunately, most of us feed by what we see and not necessarily what we've discovered about ourselves. And when you move by what you see, that is already a wrong step in the first place.
Because what you see can be...
If you feel you were funny before and someone says get into stand-up comedy, you've not asked yourself if that really works for you. Because you see a content creator doing comedy, immediately you got into stand-up comedy. That might not be it.
Yeah.
What if your banking was better because you have a calmer sense of humor, or you were more calm and you love to work with numbers? Your comedy or your comic gift comes in when maybe you're trying to get a new client, and then the way you talk to them just gets them relaxed and gives you more brand trust, or gives you more trust with your particular client. So that's why some people will tell me, when I say some things, they're like, oh, you're really funny, have you considered doing this? I'm like, Baba, no. Like my comic or my comedy, or the way I find
Your
double
humor.
speaks in things, or my humor, when I do my content, is there. Sometimes you don't see it until the 15th time when you watch the content. Do I want you to laugh? Not really. I'm just putting it in my content to make sure that I'm doing due diligence to the craft of what I'm writing.
So can we now say that the need to go viral, does it kill, like slowly kill, the purpose behind why this person started creating?
It doesn't just kill, it alienates you.
Yeah,
And
well-
it blows you up to a point where when you wake up and find yourself 30,000 feet above sea level, you wake up in shock, because you went viral. And don't forget, you don't decide sometimes, especially if you are looking outwards more than inwards. You don't get to decide what gets you up there. Is the algorithm. Maybe one day you dressed. Coincidentally, it was the only shirt that was left. And when you dressed that certain way, maybe your cleavage was showing, and then people just like the vibe one kind. Then you dressed normally and it didn't get the vibe. Then you wore the same clothes and it gets the vibe. And you're like, oh, okay. And you tell your tailor, I need more shirts of like
That will
this.
be showing
And then
cleavage.
when people like 5 videos with the same cleavage, they won't like it more the 5th time, because they've seen it over and over. Then they need to see more. Then that is when, beyond showing cleavage, you want to dance and show them. When you dance and show them, it gives more like, because they are getting something they've not seen. Then after a while, it doesn't get more. Then you need to do more.
So you
then
keep losing
then
you.
you keep
losing
losing you, going, getting the views. Then when the lights go off, it's almost like, I saw this movie. I think it was one of the first movies Amazon invested in. It's about runway models, where they put all their best in this, and then this season it might be one girl who is just, she has a certain stature, and maybe her neck is really long, and, you can see her ribs and bones. And then the creative director says, there's just something about you, and then that person becomes the talk of town, getting all the deals, and the person gets used to that limelight. Then suddenly there's one girl that just survived cancer, and she's bowed.
That's it.
And they'll just be like, oh my
Next.
God, where were you? So nothing was necessarily wrong with the previous person. It's just that the light and time has shifted.
Oh wow.
Then, or a scenario where somebody marries you and the man cheated on you. That makes you lose your entire self-worth, because the world tells you are the most beautiful woman in the world. If that is the truth, then why did my husband do what he did? So that conflict begins to make you doubt yourself. And that's why you see a lot of people who are up there. They see somebody who is not as high as they are, and they look inside the person's soul and say, I wish I have the level of happiness you have. Yes, like I hear it. And you see people that are bigger than you tell you, I feel you found your purpose.
Hold
You're
on
like-
to it.
You're like,
Hold on to it. Yeah.
But are you not you have gotten there?
I'm looking
But for
up to
them
you.
to say it means there is a misalignment somewhere.
With them, not you.
With them. So
Obviously.
this is it. Algorithm is there to misdirect. Social media is there to misdirect. What we see is there to misdirect. Sometimes our parents are there to misdirect. Even we are there to misdirect. Because the eyes within is waiting to tell you what it can see, but you don't want to listen because you are carried away by what the outer eyes can see.
So, which means we, as a content creator, we should strive to see with the eyes within, not with the eyes outside.
Yes.
Now, how do we now strive to see with the eyes within?
So the eyes within it, what will position you, whether as a content creator or even a business. There are businesses that when they want to start, they start with a certain vision or a certain goal. Imagine a company that starts with, for every shoe you buy from us, one goes to a homeless child or one goes to a child somewhere in Africa. You know the brand, right? Tom's, right? And then they start that way. No matter how the business is selling, there is an outreach that must happen somewhere. When that outreach happens, your eye is not necessarily carried away by what's happening in Hollywood or New York, because you have to be in Senegal or you have to be in Nigeria, you have to be somewhere in Ajegunle. You know, you discover that your leg keeps touching the ground no matter what happens in the limelight. So people define and position. They do a lot of hard work to position themselves. And that's why I was saying in one of my presentations why I stand Apple so much. They know how to get positioning right before they grow. That's why you discover that there are some things they do late, but when it comes out, it will be as if the people that were doing it before
they were not doing it well.
Like iPad, I have always been pissed off that iPad did not have calculators, because I even bought a calculator.
iPad not get calculator.
No, it did not.
Then
a long while. I'm talking about, it just had calculator last year.
Yeah, it didn't.
We used to buy calculator or download and but these guys, when they wanted to bring calculator, they said, we did not, in short, they shaded themselves. They said, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to introduce the calculator. And then by themselves, there's this effect. Yay! They shaded themselves. And after that, they said, we will not do something unless we feel it is worth it. And calculator was not something we felt we should just take because we developed it for an iPhone and dump it on the iPad. We have reimagined what it will look like on the iPad. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the calculator. And then you take your pen and you are scribbling 4 plus 2. And then your notepad writes equals to. Immediately you write equals to, it will write the answer. If you write X equals Y and Y this blah, 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 your notepad will plot your graph for you.
All of a sudden, you could visit the ones we don't do before. Now, rubbish you did.
Because they know that the limelight will always lime. People will always... Let me give you another example. See, when COVID hit, and suddenly Skype was the most terrible.
Yes, and Zoom.
Dumb. No, Skype was even dumb at that point because Zoom was everywhere. People were like, what happened to Skype?
And Zoom came out of nowhere.
Skype came first. Now Zoom is killing it. Zoom is killing it. Zoom is killing it. But Microsoft bought Skype already. And people were like, why is Skype not blowing up? Then Zoom got a major investment. It went through the roof. But guess what? Microsoft did not even flinch because they knew whether they come late or they come early, you cannot run from it. Then when Microsoft Teams came, they know Bonue. It's an ecosystem. If you write an Outlook and you say, should we meet for 6? The software will highlight the 6 and say, should I set up a Teams meeting? No worry. Say you not want. their ecosystem will lock you in.
Right.
So that is what happens when a brand, a business, a content creator takes their time
and be original.
Positioning first. This is what and who I stand for.
There's something you said. There's an example you gave about a model. As a model they do, all of a sudden one model now has cancer, and then all of a sudden the attention shifts to that model. Which is going to bring me to this question I'm going to ask. Do you think that now that the question is two-pronged? First, fake numbers on social media, fake followers on social media, bots on social media, and all those things. And then brands that give you jobs because, oh, she's got 30 million followers. Oh, he's got 10 million followers. Give it to him. Not minding whether that followers you have is going to translate into
revenue for them.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Because, oh, this person supposedly
we're working with this person
has the eyeballs.
Yeah.
The question is, do you think the way the social media is going now, do you think it is these brands that pay the money that is making it the way it is? passively, not actively. Well, I would say actively
because
because they are behind with the strings, puppeteers making it go the way it go. Which is why you see some people will come out and be the highest controversial people, but give them 2 days, brands don't they give them.
And you're actually wondering,
what do you think is a problem?
Why is this brand approaching this person? How is this person going to help them get? You will see somebody who you see semi-nude online, all right, as an influencer, being approached by a kiddies brand, and I see that and I'm like, this person is not a kids kind of person. This is not the kind of person that I would want to see on your clothing line or your shoes product, and I would want to buy your shoes because of this person. I've seen this person online showing skin everywhere, exposing things. That's not what I want my child, because my child is going to see this person's face on the package when I buy your clothing, your shoes.
Do you think the brand are majorly the problem why content creators do what they do? Because
go ahead. It's two-pronged.
Yes, two-pronged.
The answer is also two-pronged.
Go ahead, sir.
So first of all, there's this popular saying that even powerful people want to stay around influential people. That's one. For the lack of a better example, please pardon me. Our governor was with LeBron.
Yeah, someone who was with LeBron, and I even hold camera. Man say bye.
Right.
One your selfie.
I'm not saying. I mean, I would want to take a picture with LeBron.
Obviously, shout out to him.
I'm just saying that is one side of it. Even people with power want to stay around people with influence or people with popularity, right? Then on the second side of it, some people mistake eyeballs for engagement. Right. So the fact that the world is talking about you does not mean you have the power to convert for my product.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have these two skills, and then most brands will try to balance it. If Nedu is my friend, I will have Nedu's WhatsApp number. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I have that, and then the best way to get Nedu is to tell him you should work with this agency and tell them to come up with a campaign. They don't really care if Nedu's ethos or if Nedu's, product positioning or online positioning, or if Nedu's audience aligns with my own audience. I'm selling homes that are worth billions, and I'm talking to Howa to do the ads for me. It will not work. It will not work, no matter the amount of eyeballs.
Yes.
But again, if my wife loves Howa, and every time my wife keeps sending me Howa's post, and then we are at a presentation, maybe with the board, and the agency comes and says, oh, we are looking at this influencer, and this influencer, I'll be like, wait, the video you showed, I saw one girl there, is that not Howa? They're like, yes. And because I'm an agency, I want people to just sign these budgets. Let me move on. You'll be like, Howa is really hilarious. Agency will do their iteration and they'll put Howa in the next iteration of the slides they're bringing next week.
Not really because they know, but because you said it.
Just like sign this goddamn budget. Let's move on. And the next thing, I tell my wife, I think they'll be using Howa in our next this now. I want to be at the shoot. Do you understand? The CEO or the head of marketing will be like, well, how much is you collecting? It's not really a lot like that. Agency, just make sure you do the commercial. Let it be fine. I like it too, and all of that. There is a misalignment, but what is really suffering? Not much. Sometimes we think they are losing a lot. Yes, they are. But they are not really losing anything if we look at what they have in their coffers, right? We just wish they got it right, and we celebrate those who get it right. So there are several skills, and everybody's trying to balance it. And again, shout out to Apple again. They launched a movie on the 27th of last month, F1.
Yes.
With Lewis Hamilton.
And Brad Pitt, and then
I
Damson.
did a whole research on that because anything positioning is sick for me. I mean, it's a $300 million movie, but again, you notice that Apple put everything they had. It took Tim Cook's time. It took everybody's time. And you'll be like, but how much is $300? It's nothing compared to what Apple makes.
Exactly.
Even on AirPod alone. But what does that movie do for them? F1 is not creme de la creme. F1 is who is your father. You can't get on an F1 track.
Yes.
F1 track is a place that Jay-Z will go and take selfie. Like
Yes.
I'm not even playing.
I've been there once in Dubai. I can tell you the friend that took me there, I can't mention his name. Boss, they bought one table for $1 million.
No. So it's not.
let's not
It's
talk
not a
about it.
place that you just go there and just be like,
I
oh.
bet no verse, no calculate that money for Naira.
Please, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
So immediately that happened, what they did was the same director that directed Top Gun, Maverick,
Yes.
Tom
Oh,
Cruise.
yeah.
So he had this idea, and he was able to run across or into or within Lewis Hamilton, and then Lewis Hamilton was like, that would be interesting. That was what he took to the investors. Apple took that and they went to town with it. So what does that do? It opens that world of premium, not necessarily luxurious, but it's out of, it's not my mate that is there.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Absolutely.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And they did not stop there. They made Lewis Hamilton, in short, Lewis Hamilton himself said, he wants to be part of it. He's an executive producer. They didn't just put his name. He was part of the shoot. When Brad Pitt drives and is not getting how he's meant to feel when he breaks the G-force, they cut. And then they do it again. Brad Pitt had to train for 7 months how to drive
Wow.
An F1 car.
the racing car. This is not about acting. And guess what Apple insisted, including the director? They shot while a real race was going
on? Yeah, while a real race was going on, the shot. Yes, yeah. That I found out that recently.
Crazy.
A real race was
going on.
They used the real pit stop team.
The real
trained
crowd.
the pit stop team how to act.
Amazing.
So if you hear what
That's
I'm
a lot of
saying,
work.
it is not really what will give you camera and followers on IG. It is only something that will fulfill your own objective as a brand, as a person. It must be real. This is what we must achieve. We must get it this way because we must be disciplined to achieve these values that we have put in place.
Creating a content. I'm sorry, BB wants to say something, but because I'm of the belief that brands are part of the reasons why a lot of people do what they do, because brands just want to know numbers. Oh, see that? Oh, send me your impressions.
Yes.
Oh, send me your views. Send me screenshot.
Let me see the person's profile.
Let me see the person's
followers
profile.
do they have?
Like, how many followers do you have?
Yeah.
So I think this makes a lot of people buy followers, and when they buy followers and they can send it to this brand, before you know what happen, brands are having paying you monies for it, and when brands are paying you money for it, they expect to have you shoot a content for them. Even if you don't have the eyeballs, people pay for these things. If you want to have 2 million views, you can pay for 2 million views. If you want, in case you don't aware, they pay for comments now.
I heard.
Oh, you don't aware, they pay for comments. You can have the comments, you can have likes, everything. Now, where is now the place for originality? How do original content creators that have this eye inside, not the eyes outside, make it in this space?
So they are not necessarily, when you are looking from the eyes within, you are at a point of peace, first of all. And I will not lie to you. Another problem, just like she kept mentioning, poverty. When there is poverty, you don't have time for peace. When there is poverty, there's no time.
You just
for
want
peace.
to chop.
You just want to chop. That's why you would not really blame. That's why you would not really blame people that are going out of there. It is what it is. What it is.
So in
the game is the game.
In Nigeria, do we create content out of the eyes inner, or we create content out of hunger?
And most people create content based on, it is possible you start from inner, then the value and the eyeballs you get outside tells you to do something else, and then you pivot, right?
Because of hunger.
Because of either their hunger or your own hunger. And let me tell you how it works. So for example, I'm a content creator,
Sure.
right? And I tell you I want to be doing content about the best whiskeys in town, you know, and mistakenly one day I go at Jegunle and I bought what they call pelebe. And it gets the highest amount of views ever. Forget all my, this has a certain note, or this had this is smoky, you know.
Smoky.
Forget it. Then you, after Ajegule, you see me in Okokomaiko next. Why? Because the algorithm or the people are telling me that, Baba, if you want to get 2 million likes, is that pelebe type that you should be doing.
So
right?
can we say that uniqueness can lead to you losing your identity as a content creator?
No, uniqueness, or let's make it simple, being who you are, that is different.
Okay.
Will help you to stay true. And I keep saying it, truthfulness to your being is not in product. It's in the person. It's in the reason why you are in that thing. There is this content creator I see online, Sisi Nurse or Auntie Nurse. She speaks Yoruba and she gives people medical tips, right? Whether she does it on a skyscraper, or she does it inside here, or she does it in the bush, that content still has its meat.
Okay.
Because the reason why and the soul of the idea is vibrant.
So you're saying that as a content creator, if you found your lane, stick to it. Even if you found the thing that makes you blow, that is different to what you were originally, the path that you were originally.
Several things can make you blow. Kiki was fashion now, Abi.
Your example of the Belebe versus the whiskey is the perfect example for me. So now you're a content creator, you used to talk about whiskey and the different brands and whatnot, the notes and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Now your one video about Belebe has now
Somewhere
succeeded.
in AJCT.
Somewhere in AJCT. AJCT. I love that. So are you saying that even though this thing has worked for you and it's a possible recipe for success, you would encourage the content creator to still stick to their original passion?
Instead of making money.
No.
Finding that success?
I my first advice is for them to do more Balebe videos.
Okay, because a lot of content creators will say, make content, find the thing that people kind of resonate with you and stick to it.
Yeah,
As opposed to you're saying, create content from your heart
them.
with love, and eventually people will start falling.
Okay,
in
so
line.
you create content with love and hate, whichever works.
With hearts.
So let me even tell you how ideas work. Sometimes your idea might start as a note and whiskey glass, but it then pivots by itself to pelebe, right?
Okay.
That's why we advise people to start something, because nobody knows what exactly will blow.
But with that being said, sorry to cut you off. Nobody knows exactly what will blow. What is the difference between nobody knows exactly what will blow, I'm just exploring, I'm trying out new things, versus this person is going off far left, we don't understand where this person is going with? Because a lot of content creators, artists, celebrities find it difficult to pivot, to grow, to expand, to evolve, because their followers, their fans are used to seeing them in a certain type of light.
Okay, so to further help Baby on what she's saying, one person that comes to mind for me, I would say one of the greatest rebrands in Nigerian entertainment, music and entertainment, Adekunle Gold. I don't know how he did it from the Adekunle Gold that was
Photoshop.
singing Orente.
He did it gradually,
and
though. It was,
Ire and those kind of songs to Hey G Baby. I'm like, okay. It was,
I think
to
it was
some people it was shocking. To some people it was wow. To somebody I was like, are you going to maintain this, sir? Can you maintain this? But actually he has.
So this is what I'll say.
He seemed to just
When
keep going.
the
with it.
soul of some people is creativity, making sure they express what their inner self wants to put out there. That is the soul of some people. Adekunle Gold is not from oriented to AG Baby. Adekunle Gold is Photoshop that killed it while he was doing the Photoshop.
Yeah.
He got the eyeballs while he was doing Photoshop.
Photoshop, yes. True that.
Faust the bad guy. Elobe killed it with his Elobe. He got the eyeballs wrapped, not knowing that he's been rapping from day one. But the world told him this is what we want to see. He used that to get the eyeball. Then moved people to say, excuse me, I am also a musician.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why when you do what your inner self thrives with, when you get the eyeballs and you then show the world what a part of your inner self still thrives in doing, they will see the sincerity and the truthfulness in it.
But in that same breath, with content creators that have found that uniqueness to them, can they and do they often then become parodies of themselves? Because they found out that me being myself is what works. Let me take it all the way.
So it means you are stepping out of self. So we are talking about people starting from outside. They lose themselves and then they are finding their way back. You are lucky that you started out with yourself and you got what you wanted. Then you now want to go out of yourself. That one, I don't even need to advise you. It will not take you come back. Because one, you see that you are no longer fulfilled. You see that you are losing happiness and you will not be deriving satisfaction from the work you can see.
There's one major question I want to ask. Because I mean, this episode I believe is a lot more for content creators and budding content creators, so that they can learn to be original, or even if they don't want to be original, to know how to navigate, make money, and still stay original. Now, would you say that social media platforms have rewarded style over substance? To the point that value no longer matters. For example, they are the kind of content you create for Facebook that will fly. If you create those kind of content for Instagram, nobody will send your papa. Create those kind of content on Twitter, nobody send you.
True.
Create those kind of content. There are contents that you create for different kind of platform. So would you say that this social media platform and their reward style has made people not to be original, rather they just go with what the platform wants and what makes them money?
I said something before. A system thrives when the system it has put in place brings what it wants to achieve. The system of the social media is to do what social media wants to achieve. So if as the social media, I want people to see this. No, before we even put social in it, let's put media first. Media wants people to see certain things. What the media in South Korea wants people to see is what the people are seeing. What the media in North Korea wants people to see is what people are seeing. What the media in Nigeria, unfortunately, when you type Nigeria in Google, you just see explosion, kidnapping. You maybe on the second page you then see jollof rice or something else, right? So you will see that there is an optics that is not really aligning with us, even though truly a lot of negative things are happening. That is media. Then if you put social there is still media there, and there is still what media wants people to see. Then when the media puts it out and people gravitate towards it, media will say, okay, let more people see this. Because they have said it in their system, let more people see this. If you find yourself doing part of what they've given a green light, let more people see this.
Okay.
You will join that bandwagon and you will see that your content is blowing because they've given a green light of let more people see this and more people will gravitate towards this.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't that take away originality?
Who cares about your originality? You are the pilot of your own self. You are the one that will decide that I want to do something that I can do freely. And that's why when you see people who are piloting it well, that are doing things that come from their heart, and they are doing things that, and there are tons of content creators that does it like that. See Sabinus, for example. See you, for example. You do these things, and trust me, the camera does not even need to be on. You'll be talking with me on phone, and you're already saying, "Baba, I beg." So do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
People who need the camera to be on before they get into character are in the wrong place.
Oh.
Okay.
Yo, do you want to repeat that again?
People who, okay, that's it. People who need the camera to be on before they get into character are in the wrong place.
Wow.
And this is why I'm saying that. People will say, I want my daughter to learn photography. The first thing I ask the parent is, can I see her phone? When I check the phone and I see this, you can never make it.
Damn.
Or you hold a
Damn.
tree and you do selfie, you will never make it.
Okay, so in all of this you're saying, can we say that we are in a content age where quiet excellence, all right, is now, ignored in favor of loud mediocrity?
No, we can't say it that way. That would be very biased. Let's say it this way. There is loud mediocrity, but there can also be loud identity, loud true identity, or loud originality. If you stand by what you believe and you stand with your full chest, you might not get the entire eyeballs on social media. But if you calm down and get the people who that content really is for, they will stand you. They will fight for you. Sometimes they might even go off when you have started blowing. When you've started blowing, they might go off. You think they are no longer there. But if somebody comes for you, that's when you know you have an army. Because they will come. Okay, imagine you start a conversation on to hell with shoes. Let all shoes be thrown into hell. Because our legs are born to do this and do that. And then you go into research and you discover that people who actually work with their legs have more neurotoxins.
You can talk about grounding.
Then you now talk about all of that. Then you are now talking about how the way the lightning is meant to give this thing to the soil is meant to enter your system. And then you now partner with some doctors and they're like the floor, the system, this thing.
Partner with a proco doctor.
These are the kind of shoes
I'm
you are
telling
supposed to
you,
be
it
wearing. It is good for you to take a walk on a tarred road or on it. And you start saying all of that. Trust me, you will not get the same audience that Nonce Mirage has.
Yes.
For sure. But before you know it, people who have thought about it before,
Black minds.
but they thought they were mad, they'll be like, I said it.
Yes, no wonder I like walking barefoot in my house.
I said it.
It's so
little by
okay
little,
for me.
they gravitate towards you with so much fire, so much anger, because you have made them see themselves as, I thought I was mad.
I thought I was
I was
insane.
not mad.
They
Yeah.
relate to you.
Then a brand like a Vaseline or a Dove can be like, while you do blah, 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 keep it moisturized.
So does that mean that now that people can actually make more money when they are original? Because there are different brands that are waiting for you to show yourself.
Or how original you can be.
You can be.
So that resonates with them.
I wouldn't rush to more money.
There's a quick question I need to ask, and this question is very, very important, and I know you're going to do justice to it.
Please go ahead.
Baby Lawyer said loud mediocrity on social media, comparing loud mediocrity
to quiet excellence.
To quiet excellence.
Yeah.
Now, where that took my head to is the people that control social media. Now, I've heard this thing a couple of times. That's not what I think, but a lot of people say it. And when a lot of people say these things, it becomes, you start thinking, is that what it is? That the people that are smart are not those that are running social media in Nigeria. Which is why most times when people comment, it's not really the smart ones that really comment. When the smart ones comment, the ones that are not smart attack them. So they just stay away from social media. Which is why it appears as to feel like the things you see on social media are things that are not. Now, how do I put this that I don't sound off? The question is it the smart people that control social media or the loud mediocres that control social media?
So anything that is mass already tells you what the idea is all about. Once something is populist, it already tells you that it is too much or plenty. And when something is plenty, you can question the quality of it. And that's the reason why you see people go into businesses or go into ideas and say, this is handcrafted. This is specially made. This is woven with love.
Not mass production.
It's not mass production. So talking of mass social media, it is what everybody will enjoy at once. And if I want something that everybody will enjoy at once, I don't have to be quality minded.
Okay.
Wow. Quantity minded.
Not even quantity minded. I just have to be, what can I say that can distract all of them at once?
And get them talking.
Yes. If it's just like back then in advertising, where we were talking about the kind of commercials that we need to put out. We're like, yo, don't speak English in your commercial. This person just come more office. They maybe then sack him, or he don't answer email all through the day. Please find attached. Please send in this before COB. He don't speak English. Why he no go radio? And the next place he will turn to is Wazobia. He wants to hear something else from English. You understand? And that is why Wazobia is something that is so powerful and gets a lot of Nigerians, because it puts my leg back on the ground. You know, I hear someone speaking to me.
That's Nyanga FM, by the way.
Yeah, Yanga.
Nyanga is the one that speak pidgin.
Please,
That's number one now, yes.
So, and that's why you just see that it's just immediate. Just imagine after typing a very strongly worded email, you know, and you write all your feedbacks and you say, and you know, when you're typing emails, you feel a vex.
Yes.
But you will say, however,
Kindly find after my last email.
sequel to the last email, you know, but you dey para.
Yeah.
But when you open it, yeah, my people, oh,
It don't happen.
you know, once you see that, you're like, hey, where was I? You will laugh out. So I'm not saying, and that is in no way a shade.
Yeah, true that.
Because I actually wish we can type emails in pidgin, actually, you know, because the cocoa is to communicate.
True that.
If the purpose of my email is not to communicate, then the purpose has been defeated.
Fact.
Right? So in a social media era where everybody is complaining or coming for someone who you and I, we know this person is making sense. And so I feel the pain most times when I see a piece of content and somebody takes his time to explain and somebody say, oh, go fire your papa. I'm like, yo, let me read it again. What did this person say that is wrong?
Right.
And I see the person, and before I look back, another person comments and insults the same person. And before you know, the person has about 85 comments. Everybody insulting that person that literally said
Made some sense or came from another angle.
What that keep reminding me of is the popular biblical saying, we are not of this world. When you know you are not of this world, you like 99.9999% of your problem is solved.
So is that but in this case, it's generally what happens in social media in Nigeria.
A reflection of wider society.
So is it a reflection of a wider society?
Because that's what I wanted to ask, that
Or are we just alter egos online?
Yes.
Are people just a different version of themselves when they hop on their phones, their laptops, or their tablets? Or is that really who we are?
That is before.
no, but really,
You are who you are when the cameras are off. You are who you are when your boss is not in the office. You are who you are when nobody is looking.
watching.
I will not go online and be a dragon if there is no dragon within me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Okay.
you discover why when somebody is campaigning for a political office, we rally, we fight, we say we want to fight for that person, it must be that person. Then when you hear a simple issue, this man did this, this woman did something to the man, and you are so sure that everybody is smart and everybody knows it is wrong to unalive somebody, and then you come on social media and people are like, very good, and you're like, hey, and people are like, it's good for him, and you be like, hey, this
no, but really this
and
makes
you
sense.
see a lot of people supporting something that is blatantly evil.
I remember seeing a story of a family that I think the man was angry at his wife over something, not making a meal on time, somewhere in a boy or something, and he burnt her alive.
Wow.
And his kids. And then there was somebody in the comment section, like, that was an issue we discussed on radio, and somebody wrote a message. Of course we can't read that on air, but the message was, this is his wife, they are his children, they are his properties, he can do what he likes with them. I was like,
Crazy.
we just said people died, wife, children, owned by this
Somebody
one man.
said property.
Like, somebody said that, and I would follow up on this person's page. This person is all religious. I'm like, how do you feel this way and you think of an issue like this?
But is social
in this
media the
market,
thing
it
that is
doesn't make
fueling this sort of, I would like to call it stupidity? Is social media the driving force? Is groupthink at play? When people are seeing other people act a fool in the comments, they are motivated to go and do their own foolery.
Yes.
Was that what's happening?
Because there is a part of us that aligns with those kind of mindsets. In short, you want Nigeria to change. You want Nigeria to change. Yet, when they bring rice and they bring this one and they bring that one, the same person who has complained, who has asked you for 2K,
Who might have even
yes,
cost the...
this is the time for you to make
Exactly.
something. And then you go and you
Collect
collect
rice.
another 2K.
And rice.
Not even 2.5 this time. And you make the choice you want to make.
So back to what Baby said, does it mean that the vast what we see on social media is a reflection of our society?
It's a reflection of our society on steroids, and we've not even started.
Yo,
No, we have not even crossed it. When we get to a point where
Jesus
you begin
Christ.
to put chips into people's minds or into people's brains, that's when you will literally know that we are not even who we think we are. Because right now we think we still have sense, Abi. Shebi, now you know that you are minority. We've not even started.
But is it the technology that is the driving force behind that?
No,
Do we have sense minus the technology? Is it the technology that is taking
I
away
mean,
the
the
sense?
technology is making us not have sense more.
Perhaps.
No,
Is it
I
the
actually
AI? Is
think-
it the accessibility? Is it the social media that is taking away from the communities?
Well, I won't say that, sorry. I just personally think that technology, social media is exposing the things that our people have thought, done, acted, executed in secret. Things that were hush-hush. Like, for example, there was a time when in Nigeria, they only said it was majorly men that were promiscuous.
Right.
Men were cheating. But guess what? Women have been cheating from the time of the old kings. Many of the people, likely from royal families today, they need to go do them DNA from their 6th generation. One queen somewhere, where maybe marry impotent king, don't follow God of king, run things to born heir apparent to the throne. Women have been cheating. Women have been doing this.
So you're saying social media is just
Exposing the
exposing
things that
the
have
things
been
that
existing.
is inherent.
Yes.
Yes, and
That we did not want to admit that
And
this
the-
is us.
The key word to what she just said is when something gives you that power to be an individual, when something gives you power to be to say how you feel when you feel it the way you want to
And
say
people will
it,
hear.
that is a weapon. When it took a village to
Wow.
raise a child, it is how you feel, but they're not born you well. Your mama not theirs, but your mama friend now be your neighbor. She will turn your ear
Yes.
like this and drag you. They're not born you when you talk them again, because before you talk and you look here,
True that.
you see your mama, the woman where they always buy sweets from.
Fact.
It's possible that your mother is even owing her money.
Fact.
She will beat your life because of what you said. But now you have a tool that even rewards you for saying how you feel and rewards you more when you say something that necessarily does not make sense, then that rewires my brain to first go the other route of this does not make sense and say it first. And that's why you will see online that when something good is being posted, someone intentionally writes what is purely stupid.
Oh wow.
There's something that husband material said one time. I can't remember who was the person that they posted. The person's child graduated and then posted, and then I didn't see it. He was the one that was telling me. He said under the post, the person was celebrating the child that graduated. The person that somebody that went under and said, "Pikin we go sin smoke igbo."
Oh Lord. Why?
So, which means generally we are a society of sick people that have been hiding it.
Yeah.
And social media just come and help us. Boom.
I disagree.
No, so
I actually think that we have it innately. I agree that yes, inside we may have a couple of people that are, sick people and
crazy.
whatnot. Crazy.
Very nice people.
Everywhere has crazy people. But I think that social media is highlighting the flaws of society, thus giving people the right to perpetuate more of those flaws. So for example, now it's being brought to light that women also cheat. Okay. Because it's now being talked about more women are inclined to be like, yeah, let me get my own back. He cheated on me. Actually, since the girls are doing it, let me do it too. So I actually don't think that we were as bad as we are now. I think that social media is the reason why things are deteriorating within us as a society.
No, you're right, but she was also right, because yes, we are what we continue looking at. If you want to be something, keep looking at it over and over again. Even the Bible says when you keep looking at the word, you become a reflection of Jesus, who is the word himself, right? So when it's not like people are not sick inherently, right? But we had other factors that check our sickness. In a house that is in this compound, if one person steals, that house becomes labeled for life.
That compound will be thief
of thieves.
Yes.
And if anybody wants to marry, they will say don't marry from that compound
thief
because they are all thieves. Now let us zoom out a bit. Because that house they stole, a community that is away from your community, you say don't marry from that community because that community steals. So, and it will continue to the point where they will say everybody in Nigeria are thieves.
AKA,
do you get what I mean?
Yahoo syndrome.
Nice.
No, it's true now. The Yahoo syndrome.
What that now does is there is a responsibility for you to be a watchdog for your community back then. So that's why even if you want to do evil, it is hard for you to do it because your community will not let you do it. That is why sometimes the community will do jungle justice just to tell the world we don't agree with this individual.
Yeah.
So
right?
are you now saying, because going with what BB said, that we're not inherently bad people, that's not saying that we don't have bad people amongst us. It's just that we're shining more. Social media is helping shine more light on the bad things, and then thereby those we get them inside con they want show them, which means social media is a problem. Do you know why I would say I don't really agree 100%? Because the truth is, why if person do controversial content or bad thing put on social media, there is an equal good content.
Yeah.
So you choose what you see. So waiting you see and be waiting inherently they inside of you. There's that little Chucky with knife crying inside of you. I want to shoot person knife. I want to shoot person knife. I want to shoot person knife. So when you see something that paints Chucky to you, you see. Let me tell you how I see social media. I see social media as a tool that the West is using to control and subjugate every human being. Having said that, it is where you go to feed yourself.
Yeah.
She likes Benz. she will follow everybody that likes that. She call different car companies that sell only Benz. She will follow Formula One, their Benz this thing. She will follow Benz caps. You like furniture, you like aesthetics, you follow those things. You like hair, fashion, you follow those fashion brand. So when you are faced with reality, for you to escape reality, you go to that place that feeds that thing that inherently is inside of you. Okay, I love this. Let me go. You go there to feed yourself that thing. When you feed yourself, you now come out. You are now okay. You go there to feed yourself. You go there to. So it's like a place where you go to feed yourself whatever you want to be fed with. So where there is demand, there's supply.
But that's the same old reason why even the Bible, and sorry that I'm using so much example of that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
That is the reason
So
why
important.
even the Bible prioritizes daily renewal of your mind.
Your mind.
Because where you are is a place where you are literally not of that place. You are literally not of that place. Even the so-called person where they can't use as investment to clean the sin of everybody we go come there and the people we don't go there before, they buy them.
Oh,
So in order for him to come and do it, heaven had to design our weaknesses and our wickedness into strategy to make prophecy fulfilled. Because for us to be who we are, we will not see good and let it stay. So prophecy was designed that evil will see good and think it's conquered good, but not knowing that evil is making prophecy fulfilled. So this is what I'm saying in other words. We are born to be idiots. Our flesh is idiotic. This thing that we are holding is terribly idiotic, devilish, is evil. That's why if we see people fighting, we slow down. Why
Just
are
to
they
have a
fighting?
glimpse.
That's not good. Why? They are fighting. No, not even slap them. That's not
Stop.
good now.
You guys should stop
You give them blow.
that.
And
Stop
we're
it.
still waiting to
But
watch.
somewhere in our heart is being entertained. It's true. And the day we know it, the day we know the truth. And that is why, because you know this will fail you, you need to turn to another moral compass, which is
Higher
the
than
word
yourself.
that has been given to us as the blueprint. Unfortunately, that moral compass is so counter-human intuitive that everything you believe, it tells you the opposite. It tells you when you give, you have more. It tells you when somebody does this, don't retaliate. Let God retaliate
Turn
for
the
you.
other cheek.
It tells you when you are a leader, you are only a true leader when you can follow.
you serve.
So
you can
everything is counterintuitive. But because we have that, then it means the agendas of this world has to double invest to tell you otherwise and show you the immediate rewards and immediate gratification for you to do the otherwise.
So which means social media is of the devil.
So let me put it this way. Social media is of the world.
Of the world.
The world is ruled by the devil.
Yes, but you
But
are
God
in the
still
world
owns
as
the
well.
world.
You're
still.
contributing.
You
We're all
understand?
contributing.
You are
to
contributing.
that
The reason
world.
why, okay, let
So
us.
everybody when they contribute to making social toxic, social media toxic, and devil children.
That is the reason why, and I tell people this, right? And this is something I beat myself by. Every day I feel like I see when God was creating me, you know, and I see that, oh, God could not even rest. Maybe there were some meetings we were supposed to attend. I was like, oh my God, there's this guy that is going to be born tomorrow, May 5th. Oh, wow. The world go collect, you know, and then he created me finish. And I'm doing TikTok dance.
Shaking
Ah,
bum
What
You
a
understand?
waste of resources
You
from the
understand?
heavenly home.
And then tomorrow, he says, you know what? I still believe in this guy. He will make it, but you know what? There is going to be a war in so time. But the person who is going to raise a revolution in order to cancel and get a new leadership and do blah, 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 blah is Bibi. You know what? I'm going to make Bibi. Bibi is going to be someone who loves excellence. Bibi is going to be someone who can't stand it when someone is being cheated. Bibi is going to be someone, and he's so passionate. And,
now come and like only hair.
the angels will be dancing around and be like, man, we've not seen this guy this happy in a long while. And then he creates Bibi, and Bibi is saying, See the hair is bouncing. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. Jesus. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So there's this song where the song goes thus. There's so much trouble in this world. People are dying. Children are going hungry. Things are going bad. God, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And then when the chorus came in, God said, I thought I did something about it. He said, what did you do? God said, I created you.
How do we react? In rounding up, how do we react? How do we get the content creators? Because content creators are still social media users.
Yes.
And those that are also watching are also users of the social media. How do we get them to be good people on social media? Inherently, human beings are toxic. How do you get them to not be too toxic on the page and on social media? And those that are toxic on social media, do you see it as a reflection of untreated trauma, or basically I don't know. I want to ask this question.
I get your question, and let me put it this way: how can the good represent the good?
Yes,
so that the bad does not trump the good.
Trump the bad.
Okay,
basically, so that we can have a good social media space.
It's basically a game of numbers. It's a game of numbers. If we cannot unite for what we love, let us unite against what we hate. If myself and you, even if we don't like each other, if I stand Nedu and you stand Wizkid, for example, we might not like ourselves. But once we both agree that we cannot let evil thrive, when evil goes to comment, it is our duty to disagree. When we disagree, other people with equal amount of evil and good in them, the good in them will identify to the good that you have stood with. But unfortunately, the system has designed it where bad trumps good and good is scared to speak out.
Because if good speak out,
they don't care. There's two sides of it. Good is sometimes maybe not wanting to get dragged, and then the other side is they see it, they're like, they shrug it off, they move on. But what I'm learning from this is that each and every single one of us on social media, we have a right and a responsibility to be that change that we seek. If you do not want a toxic social media space, what are you doing to actively contribute to the detoxification of social media?
I saw a post one day. So there was this guy who was laid on a mat, and there was this woman dressed in a certain way, attire. She was taking machete, and she was cutting the mat into two. He was laid on the right, the empty part was on the left, and the caption was, "Your spiritual wife trouble ends today." So your spiritual partner trouble ends today. And people were praying for the guy that, amen for you. Then one lady commented, "I beg, even physical one I no go even mind
spiritual.
And trust me,
Yeah.
I've never been so fulfilled online before, because when I saw the comments that came against her, don't forget, not everybody is necessarily on the good side, but everybody can unite against what they agree is bad. So both the good and the bad people came on that comment that, "Auntie, you don't know this thing you are playing with. This thing you are saying is invitation for evil beyond your understanding."
On your head.
People were commenting that the day you get a partner, the day you stop being acceptable by the prospective partners in real life to you. Like, people were literally educating her. What am I saying with this? At that point under the comment, there is no good, there is no evil. Everybody is speaking out of experience and what they believe is not good for you. So when we go on social media and people are saying things that are toxic and negative, we owe it to ourselves not just to run away from it and say, "This does not fit me." Of course, that can be healthy. to not even join in all of that or not even look at it. But when we have a chance to stand for the light that we are, we must shine it.
Okay, now, I mean, in rapping, standing out, what is the best way for a budding content creator and the existing content creator to be themselves and be original and not stand out and lose it all?
Okay, the first way is to stand true. And stand true means you need to stand by your values, what you believe should be and how you believe they should be.
Even if they're negative?
Again, when you want to stand you, it is about what you believe. And if we're looking for identity, we don't have to root it in morals. We need to root it first in the identity.
Okay.
Right? Because again, if I question who I am, then I am losing it already from scratch. So if you have some values, whether as a content creator or a business, that value, is it true to you and can you stand true to it? Then secondly, you have to stand grounded. Grounded is when you put your feet on the floor and you can feel the grass and you can say, this is what I have, this is what I don't have. Nedu has a Bentley. I can enter Marwa. I am fine with my Marwa because it is all I have and is what I can work with. Grounded is what will help you to celebrate your weaknesses the same way you celebrate your strength. Grounding is what will help you to celebrate your threats the same way you celebrate your opportunity. Then after that, you need to stand vulnerable. When you have issues, don't keep quiet. When you need to speak out, speak out. Vulnerable is what Kanye did at the Super Bowl when he said he has spent all his money, all his $7 million in buying the 30-second spot. So they didn't have any money for cameraman or cameraman.
So he just did the video.
The quality content. That is why he shot with this iPhone and pixelated it and made it almost black and white so that people can go to Yeezy.com and buy his shoes. What did he do? He showed this vulnerable side, which is a lie. But that is what we love to see sometimes. We love to see the people up there.
Calm down.
That is why somebody will tell you, I had no shoes.
Yeah.
You understand? If I tell you I had no shoes, I'll be like, hey, yeah, me, I always had shoes. So I was better than him at some point. You know what? I'll vote for him. Right?
Yeah.
So when you stand vulnerable, it also helps. The next one is stand human. Human is where your moral comes in. That is where empathy comes in. That is where you can clearly say, if this hurts me, it will hurt the next person. If this hurts the next person, so it will hurt me. As a brand or a business, if you know that you love extra cash and you know you are greedy, you should know that people too are greedy. So if you like to have extra money, you also give people extra money. That will bring a very true side to you, right? That will bring a very authentic side to you and your story. Then lastly, you need to stay unusual. Unusual has 3 U's in it. And I see it as my mom calling me 3 times. It's like, how many times did I call you? Usually it's 3, right?
Yeah.
So what that does is remember every single time you are not of the pattern. You are not of the grain. The grain of the wood goes this way. You are born to go another way. Not necessarily against, maybe north of it or west of it or south of it.
Yeah.
Once you remember that you are born different, when your ideas are different, you will not question if they don't get likes. You will not question if it did not blow at the first time you post it, because of course it is unusual.
I'm going to say something before I hand over to BB. And I said this thing the same day that we met at the African Creators Summit put together by Apollo. He said, the last thing he said is, when you are original to yourself, when you're this, when you're that, you're not going to question whether the likes come or it doesn't come. I'm going to say this to all of you that are content creators, budding content creators or content creators that are there. When you're original to yourself, the people that you appeal to will come to you. They will find their way and come to you. Like he said, be original. You get markets where you defeat. You get people where you defeat, where they wait to see that originality come out. They not get the voice where you get, they not get the space where you get, but you have it. Be that person. If you create a content and then you have only 100 likes and 100 views, celebrate it. Now let me make you understand. A lot of you, when you see 100 likes and you see 100 views, you go delete them. But let me explain what 100 views is. Let me explain it. Bibi, when she came in today for us to start shooting, she was like, do I wear this hat? I'm like, no, don't wear the hat because I love you without the hat. I'm like, okay, because you're wearing a hat, I'm going to wear the hat. And she's wearing the hat. If Bibi goes out now, one person sees Bibi, oh my God, Bibi, you look great with the hat. Oh my God, keep wearing the hat. 2, yo, Bibi, kilo chedle, this hat's making you look different. 2, 3 persons, 4, 5, 10 likes. So what will you do?
I will not take the hat off.
Exactly. Just 10 likes. Imagine those 50 likes, those 20 likes, as those people telling you, I love this thing you're doing.
Yeah.
You will continue doing it because the truth is, therein lies the growth. At least some people they like her.
And some people would even go as far as saying, can you please stick to this?
Exactly.
Some people go
You
to
want
the
to
comments
say
and just
something?
say, can you just stick to this?
Yes.
Please don't change. Continue more of this. You know, you get to know that, okay, this resonates with this person for them to say this particularly.
I have a better metric. And the metric is basically celebrate your progress and celebrate what you set out to achieve. I tell people who I consult for when they want to start out in content creation, don't celebrate your 100 likes, celebrate your 100th post.
Okay.
Celebrate your 100th or 30th video. Tell yourself that in week 1, I'm going to post 2 videos. And if you post 2 videos in week 1,
you don't achieve.
Say yes.
Baba, wait.
I've done something.
I did 2 videos.
No,
I was scared, but I did 2 videos. I did not know I was going to press record before, as at this time last week. I've posted 2 videos, my brother. Go and watch it. You are celebrating intrinsically what you could not do. Let me put this out there. So when me and my wife will be doing our wedding anniversary, October this year, and I keep telling my wife,
happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you. And I keep telling my wife that I know, because she's always happy, you know, like this man is, you know,
My man.
that boy of that day, you know. And I tell her that no matter how happy you look, you know, I promise you, God knows you are not half as happy as I am.
Oh, I say the same thing about my wife as well.
Why?
And she's like, what do you mean by that? I said, before I got married, it's not like I was an idiot, you know, but I'm like, God, is it possible to stay faithful? For the first year, second year, I'm not saying it is by my doing or I know how to stay faithful for 70 years, but the fact that it's 10 years and I'm still faithful, to hell with the world. I'm a papa, but
I tell you, please take it.
And you get what I mean?
Take it. Responsible husband.
You love to
For
see
those of
it.
you who want the responsible husband.
the fact that I am celebrating my own personal progress based on my own personal metric.
You're not waiting for validation of
You know,
others.
I'm not. So it's not about, like, sometimes I will not even post on social media, but you know, the world can contain the happiness I feel. So when you want to create content, or you want to do business, or you are starting out a shea butter business or palm slippers, tell yourself in the first month, whether they buy or not, I will make 6 and I will post the 6. In the second month, I'm going to make another style of palms and I will make 3, whether they buy it or not.
I've made it.
Once you do that and you put it online and people don't buy the 6, that becomes another metric that you are like, okay, I will change my marketing techniques and I will put it up. Whether they like it or not, I will celebrate that. You see that most of your celebration will come from within. And that's when people come and tap you on the shoulder, you'll be like, I beg, no, they touch me. Why they? But they are telling you we love what you are doing. But you have so forgotten because your joy comes from within. And that is where you experience peace. Peace is not based on what you have. Peace is saying you don't need what that person has. Right? You see in the Bible, for example, where Esau said he needed the porridge.
Yes.
And they're like, I will take your position in the family.
Yes.
And they will be calling me firstborn. I'm like, man,
Who
firstborn? And he collected the porridge, and we saw what happened after then. But there was a verse down the line in the Bible where Jacob actually thought Esau was going to kill him. And then Jacob was like, you must take these things I am giving you. And Esau said, I have enough.
Yeah.
You can clearly, it was a perfect resolve from the pottage scene and a perfect, it ended well.
Yeah,
I mean,
full
it's not,
circle.
it's when I read my own, Bible that I saw that, and it gave me, even me personally, I was happy I saw it. I'm like, this God, they cook, sha. So that's just what that's just why I said it's a better metrics. Right. If we say we want to look based on likes is what the system has designed to make us want to get more. Yes. Because if I get 100 likes, why ordinary first position, you carry second, your mother will say, does he have 2 heads? Then second is no longer more. Then you now say this time where they go, I will kill everybody. You will read your book. When the first person is playing, you read your book, then you carry 8. Then you're like, what am I doing wrong? Then you're
steady chasing.
You are steady chasing. But when we celebrate within, I will do that content. I will start it. I will not wait to buy the Arri or Red camera or Sony camera or Canon. This my phone. I will post. And I tell people this a lot. Your journey is the content that will give you the trust that your future self will need. And this is what I mean.
Your journey is the content that will give you the future trust.
You do a content that has just 1 like or 2 likes. Now you do another one that gives you 3 likes, you do another one that gives you 4 likes. Then sometimes in the future, you do one or somebody meets you for road, you blow. People now come back and start seeing what you have been doing. Should I tell you what you've done? You've created a machine, not just for people to look for likes. You've created a machine to motivate people that if this is how this person started, and I am better than how this person started, then there is hope for me. And that is why most times, even in the Bible, there are several instances where the Bible gave an exposition on the beginning thereof so that you can tell that this is how this thing started. If you think you are better off, then it means yours is definitely going to be better. And Jesus kept telling people, he told people that out of all the prophets, out of all the people that has ever been, who is more gifted than Solomon? But John the Baptist is their father. And I'm telling you that the person standing in front of you is more than even John the Baptist. But you people cannot see because all you are focused on is the Messiah that will carry horses and chariots and will carry AK-47 and legions and come and kill the Romans and do all of that. This is me, but they will not see because they are not present.
They see what they want to see, not what is necessarily in front of them.
Yes.
I want to say a special thank you to Ayo Ishola.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
much. Thank you
My
very
pleasure.
much.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you so very much.
Yes.
As a content creator, we hope sincerely that this episode of the Clarity Zone has given you so much clarity in creating content.
It has convinced you and not confused you.
Amen to that.
That this is how it should be, not how this should be.
Yeah.
And also, if you are also a social media user, please, do well to be part of the people that sanitizes the space. To be honest with you, we get to the point where we're scared of going on social media because it's so toxic.
Yeah.
People insult people anyhow. Nobody send your papa, get out. Oh, he's your. Then the person will not get into your day, baba na joke, they joke. Do you get me? So I mean, let us be nice people. Let us not be the people that we put Bible passages and WhatsApp status all the time. Meanwhile, inside you are a devil. Special shout out to everyone that is watching. Please follow us on our social media handles. On Instagram, Declare It Zone Podcast. On YouTube, subscribe Declare It Zone Podcast. Please listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, plus including Facebook. Our mommy here is here, baby lawyer. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. A special shout out to the baby, the girl, baby. And then also to our lead sponsor on the Clarity Zone, Kentucky Homes Apartment. And shout out to our producer, Yellow Papa, fine boy.
We stressed him today.
Living, I'm going to say something based on what you said. That that person that was creating content, they create and they go, and they can't create one way blow. Others can't go back, go see other ones, can't say, oh, if this person go do this thing, then I can do this thing. It shows you that your life you're living, God did not just create you to live your life for you. He's creating you to live your life for others. Somebody gave me and Bibi a glimpse of what that should be like. In our first episode, Monica at
oh, my babe.
She is.
Shout out to Monica.
Shout out to Monica
Incredible
of
woman,
Cafe One.
Human.
So she's a real human. So Monica is the person in charge of Cafe One all around. And then we'll ask her, okay, you're in charge of this one, you're in charge of this place, charge of this one. Why are you not in Lagos? You look like you should be in Lagos. Say no. Let me be here in Uyo so that I can inspire other young girls in Uyo that they can make it if I can make it. So she's not looking out for herself.
And by the way, Monica is the kind of woman that if she was here in Lagos, she would do bits, signs and wonders. She's incredible. So the fact that she decided to use herself to serve others, truly commendable. Shout out to Monica.
Understand that yourself, you're not just living for yourself, you're living for others. And the monies that you get, my pastor told me something one time years ago. I'm so sorry, we'll run close, but I'm just going to say this before we get out. Not be every money will enter your pocket to be your own. Sometimes God, they give you that money so that you go direct one of him Pekin to come meet you. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.
My player.